Well, do you think that we should be taking money from Tyndall to build the wall?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, Tyndall needs to get resolved. It's one thing for people to say whatever they're doing. It's another thing to see what happens this coming week.
Okay.
But no, that's an air base. We got a huge investment in it. We're committed to that air base, and that's going to be, Democrats and Republicans. So I don't see the money going from Tyndall in my mind. They might get it from somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm going to fight to make sure that doesn't happen.
Disaster relief.
I want to see the parties get together.
Yeah.
I mean, like Elsie and I do on things, and that's what I'm encouraging, to figure out how do we work with not taking money from these other projects and figure how to deal with whatever the wall is. It needs to be give and take. It's become very political. When you say the wall,
right,
it lights everybody up.
Right.
It's like, so we need to find a way we can work together. And that's what I'm going to be pushing, and maybe Elsie and others like ourselves, so we can do that. Elsie Hastings.
But the wall, I mean, Democrats are just not going to approve funding for the wall. They just, it's not something that they support. The president, I guess, views this as the only way he can get this funding.
The wall has just become completely political.
Right.
But they're not going to support it because of the politics of it. They know they need to support it. We need to all come together. It's a disaster down there. I've been to the wall many, many times in El Paso. I mentioned my sister lives there. I go down and see her, but I also visit with our Border Patrol and go to Juarez across the street. It's a big issue. It's one thing 2-3 years ago, but today you've got a lot of people, and it's become a big business, pushing people up to the border and figuring out a way to get them into the U.S.
But if it comes down to the only way for the president to get this money for the wall is to divert money from these other sources, if the Democrats or others try and introduce a bill to stop this, I mean, is that something that you would consider?
I want to sit down and basically work it out. I'm not interested in, let's see what they come up with. I mean, I'm focused mainly on my committee with our chairman, Richie Neal's a Democrat, and we've got a lot of good things that we're working on, but the bottom line is we need to use that as an example, or me and Elsie sit down and and different things we deal with maybe in Florida that are a little bit controversial, and work it out. And that's the mindset I bring to it every day.
On the gun issue, do you see any chance that the Senate will take up things like background checks or risk protection orders? I
think background checks they will. I think those two things are things that are on the table and negotiable. I really do. I think there's just too much violence, and that's the reason I took it. I've got 6 grandkids, so I'm concerned about where all this is going.
Any thoughts just on this town hall in general? I mean, there was some shouting and applauding, but
I think overall it was pretty good. There's a lot of passion. I was very happy with the way it turned out, and I hear what a lot of people are saying, but I don't care Democrat or Republican. I represent close to 800,000 people, but I want to get some of their viewpoints. That's why I did it this weekend, because I figured we got 3 months before Christmas where we could possibly get something done. I wanted to hear it firsthand.
Do you feel like it was constructive, that you got some information that will be useful for you going into it?
I think so, definitely. It was pretty clear to me, some of the passion, as it relates to some of the things that you expressed and looked at. The border issue is a big factor, the whole thing in terms of the violence and everything else. Those are a couple of big things that have come out.